Hello and welcome to the lecture of Macroeconomics for Managers. This is our introductory lecture. So in this lecture, we are basically going to talk about what we understand by economics, for example, and what we understand by macroeconomics in particular. Okay. So essentially, if you have already done your microeconomics course and you have seen what you're trying to study there is how people people actually interact with each other, right? People interact with each other, and where basically they are also utilizing resources. What do you mean by resources? For example, labor or capital or anything of that sort, to actually um, to perform certain economic activity. Okay, utilizing resources to perform certain economic activity, and those activities are economic activity, and those activities are, say, production, right, or distribution, right, or consumption. So all these different activities we actually perform. People come together, people do bring in resources, and then we do this kind of economic activities. And we do that, and we do for what purpose? We do for the purpose of the well-being of individuals. So we basically being uh, like those rational entities which tries to maximize utility, we try to do a good for ourselves, right? And that's basically what we do in all the economic activities. And economics is basically the study of the principles which kind of you know um, underlies in all these economic activities, and we try to sort of in different situations how these principles work and how really we achieve certain outcome, certain desired goal. That's what we basically study in economics. Now, in macroeconomics, it's, as the name suggests, is a macro phenomena. So instead of studying, say, individual person's demand or supply, what we do is we actually study an aggregate demand or supply, for example. So everything we do at aggregate level, at a country level, say, like we will see in plenty of times, we are actually using aggregate demand curve or aggregate supply curve in macroeconomics, and not just individual and market. In microeconomics, we have seen in most of the cases we are not really considering government or financial institutions or other complexities which exist in the market. But here in macroeconomics, we are going to bring extensively bring in government or banks and other things, other institutions. And what we will do at the end of the day is basically we are going to sort of compare the performances of of different say institutions, the policies or mechanisms basically, and we'll also try to sort of uh, suggest policies, of course, and of course we'll try to sort of do certain forecasting. So we're just going to see all those different things that we're going to do in macroeconomics. In the next lecture, I'm going to talk about some of the fundamental principles that we study in microeconomics and macroeconomics.